helmets, the Raiders in their home red, white, and blue.
Very reminiscent of a very great hockey team. Off the face-off, we're underway. Massena controls LaPointe. Oh, he just got railed. A big check there by the defenseman.
R.C. Like, I think.
Like, yeah. Off the draw. So Suffern controlling to the blue line out to center ice. Picked up there by Durant. Charlie trying to move it ahead, has it knocked away. Here's an opportunity for Lindsberg. His shot, and Hardy makes the first save of the game. Not a hard shot, right in the breadbasket. Easy save for Aaron Hardy to start the game.
Yeah, Aaron Lindsberg picked up the loose puck just outside the Raider blue line, crossed it, took a couple of strides, and probably a 45-footer, but can of corn for Aaron Hardy.
Face-off will be in the Massena zone as Hardy held on. Face-off to the left of goaltender Hardy. Just underway here, no score on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Lindsberg stays out there to face it off against Meacham. The Meacham line for the Raiders. And the puck comes around the boards. And out to the center ice. Knocked right back in there by Suffern. We've got 2/3 of the blue line out here tonight as Walsh will be sitting 2 periods because of his unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the last game. There's a delayed offsides. Meacham takes it out. So we've got Anthony DiAgostino who will be filling in. And here comes O'Shea, and he just rails it deep in Suffern territory. Puck in behind the net on the defense. Walkhalter trying to move it around the boards. Meacham throws a check. DiAgostino picks up the puck. Centering pass comes right in front. Here's Meacham. Backhander saved by Lofberg. Puck DiAgostino in the corner again. Trying to flip it to Meacham. Meacham goes in behind the net for O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea steps by a check. Trying to rip the puck around the boards. He gets tied up by Like, the defenseman. Puck comes around the boards. DiAgostino, but the Mounties move it. And it comes out to center ice. Bubba Girard with a puck for the Raiders. Girard flips it ahead to Meacham. Meacham to O'Shea, and he dumps it in the Suffern zone. And the Raiders make a line change. The Cormanius line out there now. Cormanius out there with Weiskopf and St. Thomas as the puck is dumped down the ice, and an icing will be called against the Suffern Mounties. Well, the Raiders definitely way deeper than Suffern as they're making changes and changes. We've seen the same pair of defensemen out there for Suffern since the start of the game.
Yeah, start of the game when we've played almost 2.5 minutes, and I think the Raiders will probably go, especially this first period, go with the 4 lines and with hopes, and it usually with the results of wearing the opposition down, and Suffern very limited.
Off the face-off, Raiders control. Here's Nightingale. He just flips it into the corner. Cormanius in there after it. Drops it around for Weiskopf, goes by him. Back after it is Kiersey. Kiersey doesn't clear the zone, kept in by Weiskopf. Weiskopf trying to flip it through to St. Thomas. The puck bounces away, and the Mounties move it out to center ice. Here's Tellier. Tellier across the blue line, right side, centering pass right down the middle. And here's the trailer, firing the shot in on the defense. That was Walkhalter, but he fired it wide. Here comes Cormanius, dipsy-doodling down the left wing. Cormanius looks to center. It's knocked away by the defense. And the puck is picked up there by Kiersey, the wing, on that second Suffern line. Kiersey loses it. And Massena's Barkley moves it ahead. Weiskopf has the puck go behind him. And the Mounties pick it up and move it out to center ice to the Massena line. Nightingale is there for the Raiders. Looks up ice. Trying to flip it through. Menke's out as Massena gets that 4th line out there. Flips it ahead into the zone. The Raiders try to move it through. That was Kyle Wells. Now the check thrown there by Joe Ward. Puck free in the corner. Menkes flips it in behind the net for Ward. Ward digging for it. Looks to drop it to Kyle Wells. He gets tied up by the defenseman. That's big Dave Walkhalter. The puck comes around the boards into the circle and is picked up by the Mounties. They do not clear the zone. Kept in by the Raiders. Kyle Wells with a shot, kind of off net, but covering up anyway with Lofberg. He holds on for the faceoff. Pretty good shift so far for the 4th line.
You bet. 4th unit out there, and again, they don't diminish very much when they're out there, and that's the advantage of having that depth. They come out, and they had Suffern penned in inside their own blue line. Good effort out there by that unit of Menkes, Ward, and number 21, that's Kyle Wells.
Okay, we've got Hervey's line out there now, the 3rd line for Suffern. Hervey with Parker and Kappa. Massena stays with the Menkes line. Face off inside Suffern territory. On defense from Massena, Drew Wonke out there now playing with Johnny Rochford. Wonke flips it into the corner off the face-off. Back after it there is Keith Parker. Parker tries to clear, kept in by Ward. Ward flips it in behind the net for Wells. Wells circles, look to center, comes right in front. Menkes shots. Oh, good save by Lofberg. Good opportunity. Menkes flips it in behind the net, looks to center it. Wells takes a whack at it behind the back. It's knocked away, and it's cleared by the defense, and down the ice it goes. But it went off a Massena player, so icing is waved off, and back after it is Johnny Rochford. Rochford has it knocked away. whacks after it. Puck still free. Finally, Rochford finds the handle, moves it up on the wing, just out to center ice. Hard check thrown there, but here comes Massena, 2-on-1. Here's a chance for Kyle Wells, left side, centering pass. They just couldn't get the stick on it. Great chance for Johnny Rochford. And the puck in behind the net, controlled by the Mounties. They're going to flip it around the boards. It comes, just looking to move it out of the zone. They don't. Charlie Durant pitches in, keeps it in the corner. Raiders, Lapointe looks to center, goes off a leg, comes back to the blue line. Charlie Durant, nice job to keep it in the zone. Flips in the corner for Lapointe. Lapointe centering it back to the blue line. Winding up to Rosie. His shot looked for a deflection, but it goes wide into the corner. Now it's Durant flipping it in behind. The puck comes free in front. Here's a chance to Rosie. Shot Lofberg. No, they score! Lofberg made the save, but it got by him. And the Raiders score a goal almost identical to DeRosie's goal in the last game. And Massena goes up 1-0.
Just sustained pressure all over the Suffern Mounties, and the puck came back to the left point about 15 feet off the boards, and Eric DeRosie just stepped down about 3 strides and really drilled one through traffic. Lofberg hit him on the chest, and he thought he had it. We thought he had it. Somehow rolled between the chest and the arm over the back and across the goal line, and the Raiders, with 10:46 left to play in the first period, lead 1-0.
I would guess that'll read DeRosie from Lapointe.
Yeah, I definitely.
Maybe an assist to Jeff Day, too. We'll see. Here's Massena. Again, Lapointe centering in front. Day. His shot right on. Rebound. Nice save. Durant fakes the shot, then pokes it through, but it's intercepted and picked up there by foot. He moves it out to center ice. And the Raiders control again. Here comes Mike Lapointe, 1-on-4. He gets through 2 of them, takes it into the corner, has it knocked away. Puck out to the blue line, out to center ice. Durant is right there. He tried to get it by DeRosie, who got caught inside.
Here comes the announcement. But unless Lofberg has an outstanding evening, this could be a long night for the Mounties. The Raiders are flying out there, and they with a very short in depth, and it doesn't look like they can skate with Massena.
Okay, it's Durant and Day picking up the assist, not Lapointe. So it reads DeRosie from Durant and Day. The D line. Puck around the blue line in the Massena zone. Massena breaks out. Here comes Meacham. Meacham takes it across with DiAgostino, winds it up. The save made, rebound in front. Lofberg clears it. Picked up there by Lindsberg. Lindsberg moving down the left side for Suffern. He's taken out of the play. The puck trickles into the Massena zone. Picked up by Big Eric Meacham. He rounds the boards with it. We have a whistle. And I think they're going to call matching minors behind the play as I believe
Lindsberg, and it's number 8,
Cameron,
Jeff.
I believe.
Is that a 9?
Yeah,
No,
that's
it is.
Mike
Big
Cameron.
Mike Cameron. I was reading Jeff Day, 9 and an 8 from our vantage spot here, but they are going to pick up minors. And you mentioned 4-14, Eric DeRosie. I believe that's his 2nd goal of the year from Charlie Durant and Jeff Day on that score.
Again, he's showing his experience. He knows when to step down from the blue line, and he got the pass from Charlie, and bang, blasted it. Lofberg looked like he made a great save, but apparently it somehow got through. Raiders move it out to center ice. Here comes Massena's Timmy O'Shea, got tied up in the skates. Now Meacham backhands it deep in the zone. Back after it, there's R.C. Like. Big defenseman. He is huge, isn't he? Like has it knocked away by Meacham, who's not too small himself. He rips the puck around the boards, goes all the way out center ice. And Gerard is there. Flip it back in the zone, but delay offsides. Out to center ice it comes. Kaprowitz. Here comes Kaprowitz. He's the captain across the blue line. Dipsy doodles by a couple. The Raiders break it up, though, as he tried to do a little bit too much that time. And here comes Massena's O'Shea on the headman pass. O'Shea takes it in left wing side. Oh, great move in front. Centering pass in front. Nice save by Lofberg. Oh, great save on the shot by Johnny Rochford. Rochford with 2 great opportunities, and he's robbed twice. Puck in behind the net, picked up by the Mounties. O'Shea very unselfish that time. Maybe he should have taken the shot. Puck at the Massena blue line, taken across by the Mounties, but it's knocked away, and the Raiders pick it up. Here comes Matt Gerard. Gerard, headman pass, almost got through to Nick Cormanius. Back out to center ice. Raiders clear the zone. Across the blue line is Barkley. Centering pass, Cormanius shot, save Lofberg, and the puck comes in behind the net. Bouncing into the corner, Barkley pinches in to pick it up. Goes to Cormanius. Cormanius trying to slip it back to Barkley, but it's knocked away and dumped down the ice. But I don't think it's going to go far enough for the icing, as the Raiders have to come back after it. That's Ben Nightingale circling back in after it. And now the goalie for Suffern looks like he's hurting a little bit. Here's Nightingale flipping it in the zone. Oh, he looks like he's hurting a lot, David.
He got hit on the Cormania shot, right on the inside of the kneecap, I think.
St. Thomas with it. Back to the point. Barkley winds. His shot deflected. Goes into the corner. Nightingale pinches in. Flips it. Here comes Massena again controlling. The puck goes to Cormanius in the corner, trying to flip it back to Kyle Wells. The Massena in the middle of a line change. Nightingale winds up. His shot. Lofberg makes a save. And we have a whistle. That goalie wants off.
And I think we got a penalty, interference penalty against Suffern, too. It's probably going to go against RC Lake. We'll wait and see. But Lofberg is in a lot of pain. I think Nick Kermanius, I'm pretty sure, either
probably caught him right above the pad. Maybe.
Yeah, above the pad or up in the groin. We'll see. Yeah, he's just above the pad, and he is in obvious pain. He's down in his knees. But, again, maybe wants a breather. He's been under a lot of duress here, but he did get hit. And
I would imagine that he's probably their first goaltender by a lot.
No question.
Off the faceoff, Raiders on the power play. Here comes Massena, trying to control it in the corner. Cormanius out there. He goes after it behind the net. Cormanius out there with LaPointe and Weiskopf. Here's Mike at the 45. Back to the blue line, DeRosie. Back to Mike LaPointe. LaPointe trying to go back to DeRosie. He winds his shot, save, and a beauty. Oh, he's a good goalie, David. Puck around the boards. Charlie Durant flips it in behind to Cormanius. Nick with the puck now goes to Mike LaPointe at the 45. Here's LaPointe to Cormanius in deep. Cormanius left side of the goalie. Back to the 45. Back to DeRosie at the point. Back to Mike LaPointe. He skates it in front to Cormanius. Deflected right across the goal mouth. Puck in the corner. Picked up by Massena's Weiskopf to Durant. Back to Weiskopf. Here's Weiskopf into the circle. Trying to center it. Back to DeRosie at the blue line. He winds his shot. And another save made. Puck goes into the corner. Raiders really controlling the play here. The puck comes free. Here's a chance in front. Cormanius to LaPointe. Oh, big save. A beauty. Puck comes to the blue line. Durant. He winds his shot. Save made. Puck underneath Lofberg. And he holds on for the faceoff. Whoa. He made about 4 outstanding saves in that flurry.
Simply robbed Mike LaPointe twice, and just Charlie Durant. He never saw Charlie's shot. It was through traffic, and it hit him, and he was able to corral it for the rebound. But I tell you, Mike LaPointe and Eric DeRosie, they worked. Suffern's in the box. Mike LaPointe along the boards. With the box was tight. Mike LaPointe brought it back to DeRosie, stepped down off the blue line, cranked one. If they went out to cover the points, he slid it down to LaPointe, and he walked in 2-on-1. Beautiful on the power play.
Off the faceoff, puck out to neutral ice. LaPointe, or I should say, DiAgostino gets forced. Now here comes O'Shea. Drop pass. Meacham winds his shot. Another sterling save.
That's big time right there. NHL save. Eric Meacham coming right down the chute from about 25 feet, and he cranked it up and going top left-hand corner, and Joe Lofberg up with the glove. Came out to challenge and up with the left glove, and just like picking cherries. Big league save.
He's the best goalie we've seen this year. At least he is so far. Here's Cameron. Skates it. Centering pass in front. Shot O'Shea. Fired it wide, I believe. Meacham digs it out of the corner. Back to the blue line. Kept in. And, well, it's kept in by Bubba, but they get a man back, and the penalty has elapsed. Massena did everything but score in that power play. We got an offsides on Massena, or did the puck went up into the bench?
Get back to finish that. Massena working that power play. We mentioned Mike LaPointe and Eric DeRosie. If the box was tight, they brought it back to DeRosie at the point. He stepped down and cranked it. And then they said, hey, he's dangerous. So they moved out to cover the point. He slid it back to Mike LaPointe, who stepped in. They had 2-on-1 with Cormanius down low, and just was driving Suffern crazy.
Off the face-off. Still 1-0 Massena on the Corky scoreboard. Here comes Suffern trying to move it in the Massena zone. Lindsberg flips it in behind the net, and that's going to be an icing call as he flipped it from the wrong side of the red line, and it'll go back inside Suffern territory. Lofberg has already seen almost a game's worth of rubber.
And all I can recall, Aaron Hardy is having the one save. We've got 5:52 left in the first period. But again, you look up and it's only 1-0 on the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah.
But they have been throwing a lot of pucks at him.
It's typical Suffern game, though.
Yeah, slow pace.
Yep. Nick Cormanius out to take the faceoff off the draw. Back to the blue line. Nightingale winds up. His shot deflected wide. Puck bounces around to Barkley. He tries to keep it in. He does. Here's Barkley flipping it in the corner. Cormanius gets tied up, and the Mounties come away with a puck. Here comes Suffern out to neutral ice. Racing is like the big defenseman. He lost it. Had to flip it in the Massena zone right to Nightingale. Nightingale's headman, Cormanius, just deflects it right on. Lofberg has the easiest save he's had of the night right there, and he holds on for the faceoff.
And again, you'll notice how many times he does hold on for the faceoff, and that's part of the game plan. I mean, he could have easily dumped that puck to the corner. There wasn't a white shirt within 3 miles, but he held on and got away with it. So with 5:27 left in the first period, the 1-0 Raiders face off to the right of Joe Lofberg.
We've got Menke's line out there now for the Massena Red Raiders. Menke's, Wells, and Joe Ward. Off the face, the puck in the circle, back to the blue line. Drew Wonke fires it in behind the net. Pinching in, Johnny Rochford. He flips it in behind for Menke's, but it's intercepted. Controlled by the Mounties. They're going to break it out to center ice. That's like, again, the big defenseman. He blasts one, and the save is made from long range. Menke's flips it ahead, or excuse me, that's Drew Wonke. Down to Menke's, and Menke starts it in for Massena. Headman pass, and Ward just got nailed. The puck around the boards, kept in nicely there by Kyle Wells for Massena. In behind the net. Raiders try to go after it, but it's again that big defenseman, R.C. Like, loses it. Here's a chance for Ward, trying to center it in front, and the backhander goes just wide in behind the net. That was Wells, I should say. Kyle just back. Now, here comes Johnny Rochford pinching in again. This time he fanned on the attempted pass, and the puck trickles to neutral ice. Out to center ice. Here come the Suffern Mounties. Drew Wonke just takes the forward out of the way, and here comes the headman pass out to neutral ice. A little dangerous there by Johnny Rochford, but it's dumped back in the zone. The layoff side's called. Drew Wonke again picking up the loose puck from Massena. Headman pass goes to the Mounties line. They intercept. Like with it. Like flips it ahead. Intercepted. Johnny Rochford. Here he goes again. This time he's going to dump it as Massena wants a line change. Lofberg leaves it for Like. The puck stolen away in front by Ward, or I should say by Jeff Day. And he can't control it, and it bounces all the way back in the Massena zone where DeRosie picks it up for the Raiders. DeRosie stick handling behind his net, circles. Here comes DeRosie's headman pass on the stick of Lapointe. Here comes Lapointe, dipsy doodling, takes it down the middle, trying to center it in front, and he couldn't find it. He got it caught up in his skates. It comes right back to him in behind the net. They bang at it, side of the net, and around the boards it goes, and they try to get a man breaking, and Charlie Durant's going to get back. Here's a sharp angle shot. I think a save was made by goaltender Aaron Hardy. Puck in the corner. You'll see Suffern try to get that hanger out there all the time. That's their style of game. Puck trickles back into Suffern's zone. Picked up by Like. He just flips it off the boards out to center ice. Mounties control it there. Try to move it ahead. A lot of pressure by Lapointe that time. And it's stolen away. Puck bounces free. After it there was Kerwin. He couldn't control. Comes to the Massena line. Charlie Durant flips it out to neutral ice. Good play by Charlie that time. Here comes DeRosie. Headman pass to an open wing as the Raiders make a line change. Still 1-0 Massena, under 3 minutes to play in the first period. DeRosie picks up the loose puck at the Massena line. Eric DeRosie for the Raiders. Headman pass deflected by Meacham with that long reach, but the puck cleared back out to neutral ice. Eric DeRosie again. He'll go to Durant just across the red line. Charlie from the blue line. His shot is wide. Takes a funny bounce off the backboards, and Lofberg jumps out and covers it up.
Joe Ward made the cardinal sin when you enter thy valley in front of thy defensemen. And if they're big defensemen, don't put your head down. And Joe went cruising through there with his head down, and Big Dave Walkalter said, "Welcome to my world," and really drilled him.
He paid the price.
He paid the price.
Meacham's line out there. Off the face-off, Cameron, right point. He's going to flip it in the corner for O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea with it. Skates in front. He's got room. Here's O'Shea's shot. Save made. Again, Lofberg, and Timmy's holding his head. But Lofberg made a good save, came way out to cut the angle down.
You bet. Timmy O'Shea picked up the puck in the corner to the left of Lofberg and swung right out around, right in front. No, the seas parted. No one touched him.
Well, the defenseman fell down. I guess he lost his edge.
They were zone coverage. Everyone had somebody except Timmy O'Shea, and he ripped it off, and Lofberg just stoned him.
To the blue line, kept in by Cameron. Cameron flips in the corner, knocked away, keeps it in again. Here's Cameron to DiAgostino, into the corner to Timmy O'Shea. O'Shea with the puck. Circles out of traffic, being bothered, circles back the other way. Here's O'Shea, centering pass right across the goal mouth, nobody there, and it's picked up by Tellier. Tellier doesn't clear the zone. Now they clear it out to center ice. Here comes Tellier, across the blue line. DiAgostino just tied him up nicely. Just tied up his stick. Just a great play by DiAgostino. Here comes O'Shea right down the middle. Steps by the check, goes to Meacham. Meacham winds. Lofberg makes the save. Puck back to the blue line, out to center ice, back in again. Delay offsides, they wave it off. Should have been called, I believe. Now they're going to call it. They're going to call, okay, controlling with a high stick and move the faceoff back in the Massena zone.
He's going to call a high stick.
Penalty.
Penalty. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Suffern's going to go on a power play. Eric Meacham, again, his third, at least third good, strong, which I would consider a blue chip scoring opportunity right in. But again, he puts the head down, cranks that slap shot, and when he puts it down, Lothberg reads that, steps out and cuts the angle. Nothing to shoot at.
Off the face-off, here comes Lapointe killing the penalty. Busts in, winds up the shot. Ooh, another big save by Lothberg. Lapointe's got a quick shot, as we saw. Here's a chance for Nightingale. Easy save for Lothberg that time. Massena leads 1-0 in the waning moments of the first period. Suffern on the power play. Massena with a puck, though, in the Suffern zone. Finally, it's knocked free, and the Mounties move it out to center ice. Here comes Lindsberg across the blue line into the Massena zone. Nightingale just poke checks it away. Comes free behind the net. Bounces around. Suffern wraps it in front. And I think Hardy got a piece of that on the way through. And here comes Lapointe. Mike Lapointe dugging down the left side. Here's Lapointe. Quick shot. Uses the defenseman as a screen. Comes in after his own rebound. He gets double teamed and taken out of the play. And the puck controlled by the Mounties. They skated out to center ice. Here comes that big defenseman, Like. He's going to skate it in the zone. He still has it in the corner. Centering it in front, and they score. And it was just one of those little deflections in front of the net as Like took it into the corner and fed it right in front of the net. And the guy put a trickler on, and he caught Hardy going the wrong way.
Yeah, and he thought he was tied up by Ben Nightingale, who had him in front. I'm trying to pick up the number. If that's 15, I think at the goal, Karpowicz. We'll wait and see. Like took the puck into the corner. I think Karpowicz was a guy in front, and Like took it in the corner, just threw it out in front, and Ben Nightingale thought he had him tied up, but not enough. Karpowicz just got the stick on it and just put it in the short side. Hardy going the wrong way.
So power play goal for Suffern. We'll have to pick a Powerade power play winner in a few moments. But right now the play underway here again in the final minute of play. Now the puck just deflected, and it's going to come right in on Lothberg. He'll have to just steer it behind the net, and he flips it ahead to the blue line. Mounties control it out to neutral ice. Bouncing puck. Picked up there by O'Shea, trying to move it in the zone. And that's about going to take care of the period right there, as Suffern's got to be happy with a 1-1 tie after one period. Massena played
a lot of use at this facility besides the minor hockey program and Saratoga figure skating, speed skating. Skidmore College practices here also, but it's about $1.4 million in this rink, and a nice facility. Great lighting.
They did a wonderful job for not a lot of money is what they did. Well, we're ready to go here in the second period. Off the faceoff, puck back in the Suffern zone. Raiders and Mounties are tied at a goal apiece. Mike Lapointe digging in after it, trying to move it through, but the Mounties are going to move it out to center ice. Here's an opportunity for Lindsberg. He takes it in the zone. In behind the net, he's rubbed off the play by DeRossi. Stays with it, though, takes it in the corner. Trying to drop it back in behind for Foote. Foote gets tied up, looks to center, but it's knocked in. Nice back-checking play made by Ward, and he's going to flip it out to neutral ice, Jeff Day rather, and down the ice it goes. In behind, picked up by Wachalter, rips it around the boards and is flipped out to neutral ice where DeRossi corrals it. Ahead it goes to Lapointe. Mike Dipsy doodles across the line, gets knocked down. Puck comes free to Kaprowicz. He moves it out to neutral ice. DeRossi again to Durant. Durant dumps it deep inside Suffern territory. Massena's going to make a line change, and Wachalter, the big defenseman, picks it up. They've got good size on the blue line for this team, that's for sure. And one of the big guys there, Like, trying to flip it ahead. Kept in at the point by Durant. Charlie skates, shoots. Nice save again on the glove by Lothberg.
Charlie Durant, just at the end of his shift, just found a little more reserve. Jumped on a loose puck right at the blue line. Darted diagonally from the right point into the middle. Walked in probably 30 feet. Snapped a quick shot. Top corner, but Lothberg, again, not screened and has saw it all the way and picking cherries.
Meacham out there with DiAgostino and O'Shea. Face off left side. Off the draw comes to Cameron. Cameron just flips it in the corner. Meacham going in after, throws a check, lets it go through in front. Here's a chance for DiAgostino. I think Lothberg made another great save. Puck in the corner, picked up by the Mounties. They look to move it, and down the ice it goes. All the way back in the Massena zone. Gerard back there for the Raiders to corral it and flip it around the boards for Timmy O'Shea. Here comes O'Shea. Head man to Meacham. Meach takes it across, has to get away from him in the corner. but he keeps it in the zone momentarily, and here comes the Mounties looking to move it out, and they do. Just move it out to center ice. Dumped by Cameron, has it knocked away. Puck bouncing right in front of us, right by the red line, and it's dumped right back in the zone by Meacham. Puck in behind, picked up by Wachalter. Doesn't clear the zone. Oh, D'Agostino couldn't keep it in, and the puck trickles out to neutral ice. As Anthony was looking to get off the ice, and he threw a check instead of picking up the puck. Here comes a chance for O'Shea right down the middle, and he slides it right on. And an easy save made by Lofberg. Puck around the boards to the blue line, trickles out to neutral ice. Meacham is there, though, for the Raiders. Dumps it right back in the zone. Deflected by the defenseman right in front, but it's cleared by the other one for Suffern. They move it out to neutral ice. No, it didn't get out of the... Now it does, and St. Thomas is there. Andy St. Thomas drops it for Girard. Girard goes to Cameron. Cameron ahead to Cormanius. Cormanius dumps it in the zone. It goes in behind the net. After it there is Tellier. St. Thomas throws a check. Puck comes free to Barkley. He flips it in the corner. Racing for it there is Joey Weiskopf. Puck cleared around the boards by the defense. Kiersey picks it up for the Mounties and starts out. And he's going to just dump it in the Massena zone as they want a line change. Hardy out to play it behind the net. Leaves it for Barkley. Barkley gets turned around. Flips it ahead for Nightingale. Nightingale ahead to St. Thomas. Looking for a man breaking. He's got him. Here comes Weiskopf. Busts in the shot. Save made. And Lofberg sticks it into the corner. Puck around the board. St. Thomas throws the check. It bounces free, but it's going to be that big guy Like flipping it ahead for Kaprowitz. Here's Kaprowitz. His shot. Hardy gloves it. And I don't know if it was headed for the corner or not. It may have been a little off net. We'll see if they give him a shot. Apparently not.
What happens, Jerry, when, and I just noticed that with Joey Weiskopf, when you start running into a hot goaltender who squeezes you, and continues to squeeze, you start looking for, instead of just blasting the puck and keeping the head up, you start trying to look for minute little things. Put it here, put it there. They just got to keep firing that rubber, but they've got to screen and get some guys in for rebounds.
Off the face-off, puck cleared out to neutral ice. It trickles into the Suffern zone. Lofberg comes out to play it, and then flips it along the boards, but not out of the zone. Kept in by Mankies. Mankies in the corner, looks to center, knocked down by the defense, comes out to the blue line, and Rochford waved at it, but couldn't get a stick on it. Comes in on Hardy. He flips it into the corner. Rochford has it taken away. The puck cleared all the way back to the blue line and out to center ice, back in the zone. And that should be an intentional offsides, but they're going to call it from the point of where the shot came out by the red line.
That was a near miss for the Suffern Ducks, and you could hear a groan, a collective groan on this side, mainly Red Raider fans here as the Suffern forward out-hustled the Massena defenseman in the corner, threw it out in the slot area, and the Suffern player just missed it before it cleared the zone.
Off the face-off, Raiders dump it into the Suffern zone, picked up by Wachalter, back to neutral ice, right back in again by the Raiders, comes right back to Wachalter. This time he doesn't clear it. Here comes Mankies, that's Kyle Wells in the corner, back to the blue line, Drew Wonky. Wonky trying to flip it, goes in behind, again Wells with it. Wells behind to Mankies, right behind the net. Here's Mankies, circling out, looking. He takes it to the center, trying to drop it back to the blue line, can't keep it in. Dumped right back at the way offsides on Massena. And the Raiders have to clear the zone, and they're going to clear it down the ice. Hardy has to make an ice-length save on the shot by R.C. Like.
The reason, Jerry, they were down a man, number 4, Wachalter, lost his stick, so that's why he tried to get an icing, but he put it on net.
Puck down into the Massena zone. Raiders look to move it out. Rochford clears it, dumped right back in the zone. Here's Drew Wonky with it. Wonky ahead to Mankies. Here comes Mike Mankies. Mankies takes it right down the middle. Drop pass to Lapointe. Lapointe dipsy doodles. Quick wrist shot. Save made. And the defense clears it out to neutral ice. Here's Eric DeRosie with it. DeRosie ahead to Lapointe. Lapointe circles. Here he comes again. Right down the middle. Has it knocked away. Following up is Charlie Durant. Durant's shot. Save made by Lofberg.
Again, a little more traffic that time in front of Lofberg, but he's big and he's got a good view. He can peer over those smaller forwards as they camp in front, and he knows when to play the angles. He knows when to come out and challenge the shooters. And he's a fine-looking goaltender. Only a sophomore, according to the program, but really impressive looking.
1-1 tie on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Jeff Day's line out there now as they complete the line change. He wins the draw. Back to the point. Durant flips it in the corner for Kerwin. Gets away from him behind the net. Picked up by Wachalter. Around the boards, Durant is there. Flips it again behind the net. It's going to go over on the other side. Lapointe racing for it along with Like. Like gives him the elbow and clears the puck down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Mounties right there.
3 of the 4 teams in this tournament here this weekend in Saratoga were ranked in the top 10. The Raiders at the 4th spot, Saratoga at 6th, and Suffern holding down the 9 spot. But the unranked team, the Canton Golden Bears, sprang somewhat of an upset here in that first game, knocking off Saratoga 3-2 in overtime.
Face off, left side in the Suffern zone. Day wins the draw, goes to LaPointe. LaPointe circles behind, gets tied up, and the puck kicked away, but Day is going to dig it out. He gets knocked down by Like, gets right back up again and flips it to LaPointe. LaPointe skates in front, centers it right in front, the shot, they score! And that is going to be Clint Kerwin getting the goal on a beautiful feed from Mike LaPointe to give Massena a 2-1 lead. Lofberg had no chance that time.
Being in the right spot at the right time and knowing where to be, and Clint Kerwin, only a sophomore, knows where to be. Found himself all alone to the right of Lofberg, whose attention was on Captain Mike LaPointe over in the left corner. LaPointe stepped out 2 or 3 strides, spotted Kerwin all alone, slid it across, and I wasn't sure if Clint was going to get the handle on it, but he initially didn't, but he stayed with it and punched it in the short side. Raiders up 2-1.
I think Day is going to pick up an assist as well on that goal. Let's see here. Here's O'Shea with it. Kerwin gets the goal. Yep, Jeff Day gets 1 assist. Mike LaPointe getting an assist as well. Puck still in the zone. Here's DiAgostino to O'Shea. Oh, right back to DiAgostino. Couldn't get the stick on the bouncing puck. DiAgostino gets tied up in the corner. Tell you what, that likes to throw his body around, doesn't he? He's a big boy. Here comes Suffern, though. They control the puck and flip it out to neutral ice. Mike Cameron there corrals it at the Massena blue line. Backhand to DiAgostino, has it knocked away, comes back in the Massena zone. Here's Foote with it behind the net, but it's taken away by Bubba Girard. All the way, he rounds the boards with it to O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea across the blue line, stops right out by the blue line, Dipsy Doodles. Here's O'Shea, centering pass. Oh, deflected just wide by DiAgostino. Meacham, DiAgostino again. The shot didn't get through. Comes back to the blue line. Cameron flips it in behind the net. Anthony had a couple of golden opportunities. Comes back to the blue line, and it's dumped down the ice again. That'll be another icing call against the Mounties.
Good shift out there by that line with Anthony DiAgostino just having not 1, not 2, but 3 real good scoring opportunities. Definitely could have had a couple in there, but drifted, couldn't have handled one, just missed the pass coming across, and the other one he shot wide, and the third one Lofberg made the save. That goal, 5:38, Clint Kerwin's 3rd of the year, Jeff Day and Mike LaPointe picking up the assist.
8:16 left, second period. Raiders up 2-1 on the Bob Post scoreboard. Here's a shot by Weiskopf. Don't know if that got through or not, but the Mounties control it as they try to move it. Don't get out of the zone. Kept in by Ben Nightingale. Nightingale rounds the boards to St. Thomas in the corner. He tries to bang it in behind the net, gets it back again. Here's St. Thomas, centering pass right in front. Couldn't get it to Kermanius. Nick comes back, drops it to the blue line. Nightingale, deflected by St. Thomas, comes into the corner. That one went just wide. Puck cleared down the ice. And another icing call against Suffern.
And that time, big number 10, Andy St. Thomas, was parked in front. He was screening Lofberg, and he also got the stick on it to deflect it. Unfortunately, just deflected it wide, but that's what you want to do. Get in there, harass them, so screen them, and make those deflections and look for the rebound.
I don't believe we've seen the third defenseman yet for Suffern. Dan Manfredonia. I think the other two have played the whole game thus far.
If he has, it's been a phantom shift.
Face off right side. He may have been out there when they were killing that penalty that Light picked up. Around the board, Suffern tries to clear. Barkley keeps it in. He lofts one right on. Lofberg grabs it and holds on for the face-off.
That's why when you get this amount of ice time, you can't be a rushing defenseman, and you give up the blue line rather easily because you log a lot of miles out there. If they were flyers and got frequent flyer miles or frequent flyer minutes, they'd be able to fly around the world.
Just about halfway through the game, Raiders lead it 2-1. Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Mankey's out there trying to clear it around the boards. Digging for it there is Ward. He can't control, and the Mounties dump it down the ice. And is it going to go far enough? Or certainly is going to go far enough for icing, and all the way back in the zone it comes.
And those two defensemen that Jerry keeps alluding to, R.C. Like and Dave Walkalter, they're out there the majority of the time.
I believe, David, they've been out there so far the whole game. I may be wrong, but if they did get to Manfredonia in, it was for a very brief time. Here's Like with a puck, flips it to the blue line, and Rochford can't keep it in. He'll have to loft it as Massena clears the zone. Puck in behind the net. Picked up by Like. Like trying to rip it by, comes back to the blue line. Here's a shot deflected right in front. They don't know where it is. Backhander goes all the way back to the blue line. The goaltender had no idea where it was. Now Rochford flips it, gets it back again. Rochford cranks it up, fires it in behind the net. Here's Mankey's shot. He fired it just wide. Puck whipped around the boards to the blue line. Kept in momentarily, but here comes, they've got a 2-on-1. Busting in. Here's a chance in front. They just couldn't get it to him as Massena got back in a hurry. Suffern controls for a moment in the zone, but a nice check thrown by Wells, and Massena breaks right back. Here comes Ward with it. Ward takes it across. We have a whistle. Behind the play.
Well behind the play. I think that's Bubba Gerard.
No, that's Wells.
Oh, is that Kyle Wells?
Kyle Wells and the Suffern player, who is Matt Tellier, are both going to go to the sin bin.
Yeah, that I didn't hear the whistle with the headset on, but the players did. And the play was in the Suffern, across the Suffern blue line, way back in the Massena end at the dot. Number 21, Kyle Wells, and who's the other? Who's the Suffern player, Jerry?
They apparently only gave Massena a penalty.
Well, looking across, I couldn't see a blue shirt in that penalty box. That's why.
Oh, well, it's just to Massena.
And Suffern is even questioning that. They want to stall just a little bit longer.
All right, so power play for the Mounties, and they started out down ice. Massena out there to kill the penalty. Durant, DeRosie, Lapointe, and Day. Puck in the corner, in behind the net, DeRosie with it. Trying to flip it through. It's knocked free and picked up by Massena's Mike Lapointe, and he's going to just flip it down the ice. In behind, Lofberg's going to play it ahead to his big defenseman, Like. He likes to rush it. When they're on the power play, he winds up his shot way wide. Puck whistles around the boards, and Lapointe will pick it up. Has it knocked away. Durant follows it, tries to flip it ahead, and Mike almost caught up with it had he been in alone. Now he takes the puck out by the blue line. Here's Lapointe, has it knocked away. It comes to Like. Like just flips it ahead. DeRosie pinches in trying to steal the puck, but Kaprowitz moves it to the Massena blue line. Flips it. Mike Lapointe steals it. He gets hauled down. There's going to be a penalty on Suffern as Lapointe got, really, I guess you could call it a hook, hooked from behind by Lindsberg. He knows he went right to the penalty box.
No question. Mike Lapointe, who had been a thorn in their side on this Suffern power play, picked up a loose puck at the neutral zone, just wasting some time, and Aaron Linsenberg coming from behind, checking with the stick, not the legs, as we say, and you got to check with the legs, and he reached in, and it's easier to check with the stick, but,
this is what happens.
That's what happens, and hard work will get you something good, and when you check with the stick, something
Cameron,
bad.
his pass intercepted. Here comes that big guy again, centering it in front. The shot, and he fired it high. That was Kaprowitz again. And kind of a lazy pass there by the Massena defense. But here comes O'Shea the other way. Lost his edge, found it again, takes it in the corner. Here's O'Shea, skates to Meacham, and he fired it high and wide. Puck whips in the corner. Cameron pinches in, tries to poke it into the corner. It's intercepted, comes back to Cameron. Michael gets knocked down, centers it right in front of the net, and Kaprowitz moves it out to center ice. Bubba Gerard with it there, flips it ahead for Cameron. Cameron goes to Meacham across the blue line. Meacham flips it in the corner. Anthony DiAgostino. Massena on the power play now. Here's DiAgostino. Goes to Meach. Meach goes back to O'Shea at the 45 to Meacham deep. Eric Meacham with it. Back to O'Shea. O'Shea skates by one. Goes to Meacham in the corner. Back to O'Shea. Goes back to the point. Gerard winds up. His shot deflected in! And DiAgostino, I don't know what it hit, David, but I think he's going to get credit for the goal.
It hit his, you bet.
Okay.
He played it, deflected
where
that beautifully.
on the stick? On the blade?
Right on the blade.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Anthony DiAgostino is going to get his first varsity goal, and just a beauty. The Raiders playing tic-tac-toe with the forward and on the overload. The two forwards finally got it back to the left point. And Timmy O'Shea is getting the puck from the referee. He's going to get over and give that to Anthony. His first varsity goal. In fact, giving it to Coach Latham. But back to the point on the right point, and he took a low shot. And Anthony DiAgostino from the weak side out of Lofberg's sight jumped right out and just got the stick on it. Beautiful deflection up over Lofberg's shoulder. That was a beauty. That's the way you practice it, and that's the way you execute it. And the Raiders up 3-1.
And the proud papa over there to your right, David.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Tony D with a big smile on his face, and the Raiders take a 3-1 lead here. as we are in the second period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Puck in the Massena zone. Raiders control it behind the net. Nightingale after it. Looking up ice. Skates by and then lost it. And St. Thomas comes back to help out. Now the Raiders finally move it ahead. Here comes Nick Cormanius. Cormanius drop pass. Oh, he was meant for Joey Weiskopf. A little bit behind him. And back the other way come the Mounties. They just dump it in the Massena zone. Back after it is Nightingale. Nightingale flips it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone, though. Dumped in behind the net. Now Barkley after it. Here's Barkley. Kind of misfired on it, but he moves it ahead anyway. And the Raiders start back down ice. Here comes Cormanius. Gets by a check. Here's Cormanius. Centering pass in front. Oh, big save by Lofberg on St. Thomas. Back to the blue line. Nightingale shot is blocked. Comes to the blue line. And Barkley can't keep it in. Here comes Suffern in the Massena zone. But Nightingale's there to break it up. Flips it back to the Suffern zone. Puck just sits there. And it's finally dumped down the ice by the Mounties, and they want a line change. 3-1 Raiders lead on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. St. Thomas just missed a golden opportunity. Down the ice it goes. Picked up there by the big guy, R.C. Like trying to move it ahead to his forward. Out to the blue line. Here comes a chance for Lindsberg, and Rochford comes, that was Drew Wonke coming back to throw a sliding block. Rochford flips it on the other side, and Menkes moves it ahead. We have a whistle. And we got another penalty.
Behind the play, and at
Rochford.
Looks like it's going to be a roughing call against the Raiders. And it is John Rochford. That goal at the 10:24 mark, his first of the year, Anthony D'Agostino from Bubba Girard. You know, all your first varsity goal is beautiful, regardless of how it goes in and what you do. In 10 years, it'll be you embellish it. But that was a beautiful goal, no question. That was a picture play goal, that deflection by Anthony D'Agostino. Beautiful low shot from Bubba Girard. I think there should be another assist on that to the other Massena forward, Jerry, but they didn't give it.
Off the face-off, Massena killing a penalty again as Rochford picks up the penalty. And in behind the net is Wachalter. Wraps it around the boards for the Suffern Mounties. Now the big guy, R.C. Like with it. He likes to rush the puck when they got a power play. He takes it in the zone. Here's Like looking to center. He centers it in front. It bounces right across the goal mouth. Comes back to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. Right back in the zone again. Offsides will be the call. The Mounties, of course, once Like does the long end-to-end rush, then he can't get out of the zone.
You mentioned Andy St. Thomas missing he didn't miss, just Lofberg robbed him.
Okay.
Great pass across St. Thomas coming down the slot. One time that Lofberg made a major league save. He's Eric Meacham came into this game with 7 goals. He's had an opportunity for about 4 more.
Off the face-off. Puck in the Massena zone. After it there is Suffern, but they're not going to get it. The Raiders dump it down the ice. Shot right on. Lofberg has to make the long end-to-end save. LaPointe digging in there on Like. Like takes the puck, starts out to center ice. And he gets checked that time by LaPointe. Picks it up again. His shot from center ice. Hardy has to make the save. Drops it for Charlie Durant. Comes back out to center ice. Dump back in the zone. Meacham after it. He flips it ahead. Dump right back in the Massena zone, in behind the net. DeRosie flips it out to neutral ice off a stick. Dump back in the zone again. Delay offsides. Bodies are starting to fly around a little bit there, David.
It's like a game of polo right now. They're just golfing it from one end to the other.
Down the ice it goes. Lofberg says, I want an icing, but of course, Massena's still killing a penalty. He kind of lost track of it there a little bit. Here comes Meacham flipping it ahead. Meacham gets it back again. Meacham with a long reach trying to move it ahead, but it's knocked away. And the penalty is elapsed. Raiders control the puck. Here's Meacham. Couldn't quite corral it. Dumped back out to neutral ice. Comes to Charlie Durant in the Massena zone. Durant circles back in. Is Like getting a little tired?
Oh, both of them. They're just exhausted out there, but they're just now making their way to center ice, the pair of them.
Here comes the Raiders again. Meacham can't quite corral it one more time. Light comes up with it, flips it ahead again. They got a man trying to break. That's Kaprowitz. His shot. Hardy makes the save. Timmy O'Shea moving it ahead around to neutral ice. We're in the final minute of the period. Light dumps it back in the zone. After it, there's Cameron. 3-1, Massena leads on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Here comes D'Agostino. Takes it across the blue line, has it knocked away. Dump back out, back in again. Delay offsides on Massena. Anthony clears the zone. Here's the puck stolen. Oh, Meach almost had it in front. Anthony goes after it. Comes back to Cameron at the blue line. Cameron can't get the shot off as the Suffern guy is raising his stick. Cameron centers in front. It's knocked away. And we got a man in the crease, I believe.
He might...
offsides? No.
I thought he was going to call a penalty against Suffern. It evidently isn't. A man in the crease. I guess he's going to call Anthony D'Agostino, but he was being raked over pretty good by number 2, Aaron Litzenberg, and I thought he was going to call Litzenberg for a penalty, but evidently not. It's man in the crease. Face-off outside the Suffern blue line with 17.4 seconds left in the second period. Raiders up 3-1.
Off the face-off, puck in the Suffern zone. Here comes Like, just moving it out to neutral ice. Corralled there by Massena. Here's a chance for Cormanius. Winds up the shot, the save by Lofberg. In the corner it goes. Cormanius throws a check. Comes to Bubba at the blue line. Flips it in behind the net. About 2 seconds left. They dig for it. Centering pass as the buzzer sounds.
Running 4 lines.
Off the face-off, puck back inside Suffern territory. Hey, we're underway in the third period. The big guy, R.C. Like, with the puck, slips it ahead. And the Mounties say he's going to rush it himself. And he's going to dump it himself deep in Massena territory. Charlie Durant back after it. Durant flips it to DeRosie. DeRosie goes back to Durant, and the Raiders move it out. Here's a long head man. Bounces up into the bench off a Suffern player. The faceoff will move outside Massena's zone. Had that not happened, there would have been a breakaway.
3-on-1. Charlie Durant spotted Mike Lapointe streaming down that right side, and if he would have gotten the puck and it just hit the Suffern player and deflected, the Raiders were away 3-on-1.
Face-off. Kaprowitz will take it against Day. Kaprowitz wins it to Like. Like flips it in the Massena zone. In behind the net, Kaprowitz chases in. He's got it. Then he's flipped out of the play. He takes DeRosie into the boards. The puck squirts 3. Day throws the check. The puck's still free in the corner. They dig for it. Durant's in there digging for it. He comes away with the puck. Here comes Charlie. Moves it ahead. Durant. Headman to Lapointe. Very close to being offsides, but it wasn't. In behind the net, Lapointe. Lapointe trying to drop it back to the blue line to DeRosie. Eric steps in, winds up the shot. Lofberg makes the save, comes right back. DeRosie winds up again. Lofberg makes another save and another one as Kerwin knocked it down right on.
Oh, beautiful. Clint Kerwood.
Right out of the air.
Right out of the air. Shot came from the right point. Eric DeRosie, a blast. Lofberg made the save, gave up the rebound. Bouncing through the air, Clint Kerwood just picked it right out of the air. Great hand-eye coordination and put it right on Lofberg. Had to make another good save.
Kerwin's had an excellent game so far for Massena. Meacham's line out there, and Justin Walsh is back on the wing on that line. Justin to O'Shea. O'Shea trying to feed it back to Meach, but it's intercepted. And the Mounties move it out to center ice. Here comes Mike Cameron with it. Ahead to Meacham. He lets it go through. Justin Walsh digging in the corner after it. Walsh gets tied up. Meacham comes in to help out. Now Walsh has it, trying to flip it through, but Like is there to move it out to the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Tellier. He's taken out of the play by Cameron. Mike picks up the loose puck, drops it, and down the ice it goes. And Like will chase it down in his own end. R.C. Like with it, in behind the net. Like rips it around the boards. Bubba Girard pinches in, picks it up, flips it in the corner for the Raiders. Here comes O'Shea in front. Meacham pulls the trigger. I think he fired it wide. Puck around the boards. It's blocked. The shot by Girard. And the Mounties move it out to center ice, but Cameron's there to break up the play. Ahead to O'Shea, and O'Shea's going to be called for gloving the puck. And we'll have a face-off.
I think Eric Meacham, and he's going to the bench, he's just shaking his head. He can't believe this kid, this Lofberg. He's robbed him 5 times. That time he shot it wide, but again, the puck's coming to him. He's finding himself in the slot. Bingo, it's on his stick, and he's drilling it. He just can't beat that kid, but he's got to keep drilling it, keep shooting. They'll eventually go in. We've
got the third line. Well, one of the third line. Kappa's out there, along with Kaprowitz. Here comes Joey Weiskopf right down the horn. His shot, save made on the pad. That time Lofberg was screened and he still saw it. Puck in the corner. Around the boards it goes. St. Thomas looking for it. He's going to let it go to the blue line. Barkley pinches in. Barkley flips it in to Weiskopf. Here's Joey. Drops it for Cormanius. Back to Joey Weiskopf, right side of the goalie in the corner. Weiskopf skates through, trying to flip it through the middle, but it's knocked away and pounced back out to center ice by the Mounties. Ben Nightingale with it, in behind his own net. Nightingale from Massena starts out. Trying to flip it through, he gave it away. Here's the shot, and the save is made by Harding. He holds on. And Nightingale tried to flip the pass ahead, and he didn't get the wood on it. It came right to Kaprowitz, and he wound up, but fired it right into Hardy.
And when you're coming up that slot area, you want to clear the zone. You don't have to be cute when the opposition's camped in there. You got to clear the zone, bank it off the boards, and that time the Raider defenseman didn't. Came right to Kaprowitz. He cranked up a bullet, and Aaron Hardy looked behind him.
Off the face-off, Raiders break out again. Here's Joey Weiskopf with St. Thomas. Weiskopf busts down the middle, gets tied up, and goaltender Lofberg tries to clear the zone. Cormanius, he's going to be called for playing it with a high stick.
Any of you folks that not sure where Suffern is, it's just north of New York City, at a high school of about 900 youngsters, grades 9 through 12, and just north of the city we mentioned. They practice and play their games at the Sportorama, Jerry's favorite arena.
Oh boy, I'll tell you. Hope people in Massena know how lucky they are. Off the face-off, they try to split the guy down the middle. That was foot, but Massena breaks up the play. Here comes Wells. Nice headman pass. Mankeys lets it go through. Here's an opportunity. Joey Ward busts in, winds up, fired it wide. Goalie again came way out to cut the angle down. Raiders keep it in there. Here's Mike Mankeys with it. Mankeys for the Raiders trying to center it to Ward, but it's taken away by R.C. Like, put it right in front of the goalie, but it's cleared out to center ice. And we're going to have a hand pass by Suffern. I think Foot threw the puck to his rushing forward.
Another little little thing department, Lofberg, smart goaltender. He saw that the Raider forward was going to shoot, had the head down, and was being harassed. He came way out. He probably came 20, 25 feet out of his net to cut the angle and took everything away. Nothing to shoot at. Good, smart, good-looking goaltender.
The shots now are 36-8 favoring Massena. And here comes another one by Rochford, and the save made by Lofberg.
Mullet, Johnny Rochford, Raiders got the draw, came back to Drew Wonky at the left point. He slid it over to John Rochford, cranked a bullet, but again, Lofberg not screened, and he's going to stop those every time.
11:40 left in the third period. A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard reads 3-1 for Massena. Puck in the corner. Wells with it. Trying to go back to Mankeys to the blue line. Drew Wonky hit his own guy with a shot. Ouch. It was Mankeys that caught the brunt of that one. And the Mounties clear it, dumped right back to the blue line by Massena. Now it's picked up there by Kiersey. Kiersey dumps it in the Massena zone. In behind the net is Rochford. Rochford looks up ice. He's going to skate it ahead. Finds Wells busting out of there. Here's Kyle Wells across the blue line, winds up, and he hit it right against the defenseman Walkhalter. He made the block and moves it ahead. Here come the Mounties, dumping it into the Massena zone. Rochford back after it. Here's Rochford. He's going to skate it out, looking for the headman, Kerwin. Kerwin loses it off a leg, but it bounces free into the zone. Kept in by Lapointe. Lapointe dumps to an open wing, but it's intercepted. Massena breaks up the play at neutral ice. Day with it. Drops it for DeRosie. DeRosie dumps to an open wing. Lapointe after it, offsides. DeRosie went across the blue line before the puck did, and the faceoff will move outside. 10:37 remaining third period, and on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, it's still 3-1 Massena.
A line of Kyle Wells, Mike Menkeys, and Joe Ward, every shift out there, they're really hustling and putting all kinds of pressure on Suffern. And Kyle Wells has had himself a fine hockey game here tonight, just hustling a little forward out there.
Jeff Day's line out now. Kerwin and Lapointe are the wingers. And it's the Lindsberg line. Kaprowitz with a puck, winds it up. Nice save made by Hardy. Probably his best save of the game right there. Here's Lapointe flipping it ahead out the neutral ice. Walkhalter. Headman pass. Comes to the Massena line. Dumped in there by Kappa, who's back out there on that wing. In behind the net, Charlie Durant flips it in the corner for Lapointe. Headman to Kerwin. Now Kerwin had it knocked away. Here's Kappa. Kappa centers it, bounces right in front, goes wide into the corner. Here's a backhander knocked down by the Massena D. Flipped right in, and goaltender Hardy's going to cover up on the play. Kind of a weirdly bouncing puck in the Massena zone, and Hardy did a good job to cover up.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for a goaltender. We think it's difficult for youngster down in the Suffern end who's had 36 shots thrown at him. Aaron Hardy, it's just as difficult down here. He's only had 12, and you really, you want to get into the action. You want your team to win big, but you want to see some action. Talking to his dad between periods, he said he'd like to see some more action in there.
Off the face-off, here comes Bubba Girard skating out on the left side. Looks up ice. Meacham lost it, and it pokes free to Girard. Bubba circles back at his own blue line. Flips it ahead, out to neutral ice. Picked up by the big guy for Suffern. He tries to flip it ahead. Walsh took one right in the leg, but here comes O'Shea. O'Shea's shot. Oh, just wide. Goaltender Lofberg looks the worst I've seen him look as he just dropped it behind him. The puck comes out to center ice. And Justin's hurting. He took a shot in the leg. Oh.
And I think Suffern's going to pick up a penalty here. It might be to the goaltender. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see, but it's definitely Suffern's going to get a roughing penalty. Yeah, Justin Walsh went down, got back up, joined the play, but he's...
it's only his second shift out there tonight, and he took a puck right in the ankle, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Raiders going to go on a power play, I do believe. Let's see.
No, that's a Massena penalty.
Oh. Well, that's shows
Meacham,
you where
I believe.
It's a roughing call. I thought it was against Lofberg, but Eric Meacham, he's probably shown a little bit of frustration out there that he hasn't been able to dent the twine here tonight. He's had some glorious opportunities.
So the penalty goes to Meacham for roughing, and the power play goes to the Mounties. But the Raiders shot from center ice by Bubba Girard. Here come the Mounties now into the Massena zone. It's Lindsberg. Cameron takes him out of the play. The puck comes free to Weiskopf, drops it off to Cameron. Cameron gets tied up. He can't control it. Lindsberg makes a good move, but he lost the puck. Here comes Weiskopf. Ahead, Nick Cormanius. 3-on-2 for Massena. They bust down the zone. Here's Cormanius deflected right on. Rebound comes to the side of the net in front. Cormanius, he tried to lift it into the corner, lifted it way high instead. And the Mounties pick up the loose puck. About 45 seconds left in the power play. Back behind the net, it's Kaprowitz. Kaprowitz out to center ice, flips it ahead, gets knocked down, comes back up with the puck, has it knocked away. Back the other way comes Cameron, drives it high and wide. Puck goes all the way out to neutral ice. Comes to Bubba Girard. Girard goes to Cameron, has it bounce away. Still out at neutral ice. Here comes Cormanius, he's got it. He takes it across the blue line. He's got Weiskopf busting for the net, feeds it to Weiskopf. No, goes right on. The save made. And the puck is dumped down the ice by the Mounties. They'll get an icing call on that one.
On their power play. The highlight of that power play, if there was one, was on the opening faceoff when number 10, Billy Copa, is probably about 5'4", was matched up against the Raider Bubba Girard on the draw, and Bubba just flipped his stick probably 30 feet in the air. I don't know. It was, but Mounties having to ice it on their own power play.
Off the face-off, Mounties control in their own end. It's that big guy, Like flips it ahead, out to center ice. Hard check thrown there. And we got an injured Mountie. That could have been a penalty on Day as he got the knee out a little wide on that check.
No question. I thought the Raiders did dodge the bullet there. And number 8 going to Jeff Day going to the bench for the Raiders, trying to hide himself in there. Get me out of here, Coach. Let's make a change out here.
They just slid in the zone. Raiders clear the zone. It comes in behind the net. Picked up there by Like. Flips it around the boards. And down the ice it goes. Intercepted by Barkley. Barkley flips it ahead, trying to get it to Kerwin a little bit too far. And Kerwin has to chase in after it, along with the defenseman Walkhalter. Walkhalter wins the race, flips it around the boards, kept in by Barkley. Barkley dumps it in behind the net. Puck whips around the boards again. Here's Copa, I guess. Copa loses the puck to Day in front. LaPointe shot, save again by goaltender Lofberg. And here come the Mounties to the Massena line. Barkley comes after the puck, gets tied up. The Mounties pick it up. They look to center right across the goal mouth. Koppa's there, but he's too well tied up. Raiders move it back out again. Here's LaPointe. Mike LaPointe in on the left wing side. LaPointe takes it in the corner now, looking for Day in front, trying to get it through. Day gets kind of tied up. He stays with it, though. Takes it behind, goes back to LaPointe in front. Backhander right on. LaPointe back again. Looks for the blue line. Goes to Nightingale. Nightingale flips to an open wing. Puck in the corner, picked up by Kerwin. Centering pass right in the crease, but the defenseman is there, and they just ice it down the ice. And with 6:26 left in the third period, face-off will be back in the Suffern zone. On the A1 TV and appliance scoreboard, Raiders lead it 3-1.
Good job of that line of Day, LaPointe, and Kerwin. Jeff Day digging it out of the corner, put it on Mike LaPointe's stick. He drilled one. Lofberg makes a save. Back, they dump it down the ice. Back come the Raiders. This time Mike LaPointe digging it out of the corner, putting it on Jeff Day's stick. He drills it. Lofberg makes a save.
Seacott out there, his first shift, I believe this first shift of the game. Here's a shot right off the faceoff by Walsh. That's good to see Justin back out there.
And that's, you mentioned Eric Seacott, so 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 9 defensemen that the Raiders have been able to throw at Suffern, along with 13 forwards that they're skating.
And we've only seen 2 Suffern defensemen as far as I know. They've played the entire game. It's unbelievable. Here's a shot right off the face-off wide. I think that was Walsh again getting the shot. Justin in the corner, comes up with a puck, back to the blue line. Here's Seacott, quick wrist shot, save made. Puck in the corner again, O'Shea with it. Dipsy doodles out by the blue line, has it knocked away. Seacott pinches in to keep it in. They battle for it right at the blue line. Meacham in there digging for it. Finally, it kicks free to Like. And we got a penalty. Oh, Walsh throws a heavy check. And who's the penalty on? I think it's on Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to...
I think it's on R.C. Like. We'll wait and see. He's the guy that
Or is it Kaprowitz?
Justin Walsh put him right up into the glass. I mean, he lifted him above the boards. His full body with maybe the blades of his skates were below the glass. He really drilled him.
It is Kaprowitz.
It is Kaprowitz? Yeah. Okay. But,
well, that's good for Suffern because they can't afford to lose a defenseman.
Oh, I'll tell you, R.C. Like is looking around for that truck that hit him.
Okay. Meacham on the face-off. Wins the draw, takes it into the corner. Goes around behind the net for O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea with a puck. Looking to go back to the blue line. Charlie goes back to O'Shea. O'Shea. Meacham steps in front. Centering pass. And it was deflected. Here comes DeRosie flipping it behind the net. Goes to Meacham. Here's Eric Meacham with it. Goes to O'Shea. O'Shea steps by a check to Meacham. Behind the net, centering pass. Walsh again deflected it wide. They're doing exactly what they want, but it just hasn't clicked yet. Justin Walsh with it, in behind the net. Comes up with it, flips it to O'Shea at the 45. Now he's going to skate it into the corner. Holds on to it. Drops it back to the blue line. DeRosie winds up. His shot is deflected way wide. Comes to O'Shea. Back to the blue line. Charlie Durant. Durant fakes over to DeRosie. Here's DeRosie, skates. The save made. Rebound side of the net. Back to the blue line and down the ice.
And Lofberg was 15 feet out of his net in traffic to stop that shot, but he knew exactly where he had to be.
Here's Charlie Durant. Head man to DeRosie. DeRosie skates it. Ahead. Across the blue line. Walsh winds up the shot. Lofberg makes the save. Doubt if they're going to beat him on one like that, David.
I'll tell you, number 1 star tonight, Joe Lofberg.
Here's Charlie Durant. Oh, he just got railed. Big check thrown by Lindsberg. Charlie ended up on his backside.
Charlie's looking for that number.
Here's Charlie with a puck. He has it knocked away. And here's an opportunity in front. Hardy stops at side of the net, holds on for the face-off. And we'll have a face-off as the penalty time elapses. And again, they gave Suffern a shot on net for that, and of course it wasn't.
No, it was wide of the net. It was on the mesh to the left of Aaron Hardy. But
so we'll have to take these shots with a grain of salt.
Coach Tim Long and Ed Latham, they're only up by 2, you know. And again, stranger things. They haven't got this one in the bag, although they've just dominated the game. And they don't like to see that puck down. It hasn't been too often, but they don't want to see it on that Raider end.
Off the face-off, here's a chance for the Mounties, but it's cleared by Massena. Here comes St. Thomas. St. Thomas, head man, right down the middle. Weiskopf, he just gets hauled down, and the puck cleared around the boards by the Mounties. Forechecking, St. Thomas stays with it. He still has it. Steps by the check, has it knocked away. The puck's still along the boards. St. Thomas digging for it there. Gets the puck, has it knocked away. Massena keeps it in momentarily. Rochford flips it into an open corner. Racing in after it is Weiskopf for the Raiders. Weiskopf centers St. Thomas. Behind the net it goes. Cormanius wraparound attempt right across the goal mouth. I don't know if Lofberg got a piece of that or not. Puck in the corner now. Raiders still controlling it. Back to the blue line. It's intercepted and iced, but it's going to be right on net. Hardy makes the save. And Rochford comes up for it and loses it. And he comes back after it. Here's Rochford, headman, right on the stick. Here comes Weiskopf again. Right down the middle, drop pass to Cormanius. Cormanius, centering pass. We got a whistle. What do we got? Man in the crease?
Man in the crease, yeah. They're going to call either Andy St. Thomas or Joe Weiskopf, but lovely pass, getaway pass. Johnny Rochford rounded the net, looked up, and saw, I think, Andy St. Thomas. No, it's Joey Weiskopf steaming down that left side. Hit him right on the tape. Beautiful pass, right on the fly, and good pass by John Rochford.
And Suffern's going to call a timeout here with 3:15 remaining in the third period. He'll face it off against Kaprowitz. Off the draw, Suffern with a puck in their own end. They just bounce it out to neutral ice. Girard takes a whack at it. Slides into the Massena zone. Girard picks it up. Cross ice pass. Ward bangs it out. Back in again. Apparently not. Here comes Kaprowitz, the shot. He fired it wide. And now we got a little pushing and shoving in front of the net.
Well, the pushing and shoving is Bubba Girard took Kaprowitz. He took exception to Kaprowitz knocked down his goaltender, but what he didn't know that the guy who knocked down Kaprowitz was his own partner, Mike Cameron, who drilled Kaprowitz, sent him into Aaron Hardy, who went into the back of the net, and Bubba escaped the penalty there. He could have easily picked up a roughing call, but the referee very lenient.
Face off in the Massena zone. It'll be Jeff Day out there to take the draw now against Kaprowitz.
Triple the shots, we only got 3 goals.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to the blue line. Here's the drive, high over the net. Takes a funny bounce, but the Raiders control. Here comes Kerwin. Kerwin flips it ahead for Day, but he's too well tied up. And the Mounties come back the other way. Here comes that big guy, R.C. Like. He's going to dig it into the Massena zone, being bothered by LaPointe all the way. Centers it, but it's cleared by the Massena defense out to center ice. Here comes Jeff Day flipping it inside Suffern territory. Now LaPointe throws a check. The puck comes to Cameron. Cameron pinches in, centers it in front. Kerwin, backhand score! Clint Kerwin gets his second goal of the game. On a beautiful feed from Cameron, and the Raiders go up 4-1.
And we're laughing because Clint Kerwin got drilled after the goal, but I'll tell you, being in the right spot again, the puck round the dasher, Mike Cameron jumped down from his right defensive spot down near the top of the circle, stopped the puck, and backhanded it out in the slot area, and there was only one shirt there, and it was a white shirt, and it was number 19, Clint Kerwin. He made no mistake. He caught it, waited, he got Linsenberg down, and he's a big goaltender, got him down to his knees and backhanded it up over his shoulder.
Two
Beautiful.
Real pretty goals by Clint Kerwin. That's 3 in his last 2 games, and Kerwin really starting to play well. Here comes Meacham. Looks ahead for Walsh. Walsh to O'Shea in the slot. Meacham, backhander. Oh, and again, Zlofberg, I think, robbed him. Puck comes around the boards and out to center ice. Back across the blue line, back out again. Suffern just dumps it down the ice into the Massena zone. In behind the net is Barkley. Barkley throws a check. The puck comes free. Now they bang for it in the corner. Finally, the Raiders bust it out. Justin Walsh, head man for O'Shea. Here comes Timmy busting down. Takes it in front. Shot. Score! Oh, nice goal. Timmy O'Shea, and he had that big guy Like hanging all over him, and he just stayed with it, put it right between Lofberg's legs for a 5-1 Massena lead.
Beautiful goal to finish it off. Timmy O'Shea just hurling down that left wing like a bulldozer. Came down, as you mentioned, had Like hanging all over him, walked around him, but then the nice move, again, to a top goaltender. Looked like he faked going to the forehand, then brought it back to the backhand. Looked like he was going to come across the crease and go backhand. Lofberg slid across, and he stopped, brought it back to the forehand, and put it right between the legs. Just a beauty.
He is. That was a nice goal. Timmy O'Shea gets the goal, and that'll, well, if it wasn't already finished, they're going to put the second goalie in. Dave LaCorey will be going in to replace Lofberg, and Lofberg deserves a hand.
I tell you, the Massena fans are giving him a hand.
That is the best goaltending performance I've seen this year.
I'll tell you, he's been outstanding.
Timmy O'Shea gets the goal. I didn't catch the assist, but nonetheless.
Well, I'm sure Sal got it.
Yeah. The puck controlled by Massena again. Out to neutral ice. Here comes Joey Weiskopf busting through. Here's Weiskopf. Takes it across, trying to center. Goes back to the blue line. St. Thomas looks to move it through. But back comes the other way. It's the Suffern Mounties. Across the blue line, Lindsberg. Oh, Aaron Hardy makes the glove save. Nice shot by Kaprowitz that time. On a pass by Lindsberg, and nice save by Hardy.
Lovely save. Aaron Hardy picking that one with that big glove. Big-time save. That last goal, Timmy O'Shea, 13-24. Adam Barkley and Justin Walsh. It was Adam Barkley who sent him away.
Here comes Massena's Carmanius. Dipsy Doodles. Oh, he tried to slide through, and he couldn't quite make it. And the play broken up. Last minute of play in the third period. Here's Cormanius looking to center front. St. Thomas shot and the save made by goaltender Dave LeCory.
And the fourth-rater goal at the 12:40 mark, Clint Kerwin, his second of the evening and its fourth of the year. And that was Timmy O'Shea's, Timmy's sixth goal of the year.
Faceoff will be in the Suffern zone. So Johnny O about ready to head to his first defeat of the year. They'll go to 8-1 on the year. And you can, with a goaltender like that, you can see why they win games.
Yeah, he can carry you a long way.
Off the faceoff, Charlie Durant fakes the shot. He hit Mankeys in the back. Good thing he didn't blister that, huh? And the puck out by the blue line. Here's Kyle Wells. As Dave mentioned, Kyle had a great game this game. He flips it ahead and trying to come up with Joey Ward, but it's knocked away and out to center ice. About 35 seconds left. Raiders ahead comfortably. 5-1 the score for Massena now. And the puck comes in the corner to Durant. Charlie just rips it around the boards for Wells. Wells bangs it ahead on the backboard to Mankeys. Mankeys takes it down the left wing side. Nice to see these guys get a goal. And it's in front Wells, and he got knocked down just as he was taking the shot. DeRosie follows up, fired it across the goal mouth. Here comes Charlie Durant. Durant flips it right down behind the net. And Wells trying to center it to Mankeys. Mankeys knocks it into the corner. We're down to 2 seconds. That is going to take care of the hockey game right there.